May the 10th, from 2:47 a.m. to 5:30 a.m., the prosecution believed that Barry took steps in disposing of evidence. And they've made this assumption based on cell phone activity and the telemetry from his truck. And that was a lot of the arrest affidavit was talking about that. So again, some of these are my questions, not necessarily questions from the court, but I put, did Barry disable the surveillance system in the home? And it appears that they did. Law enforcement found missing cables. The defense say Barry did not touch the cables because the DNA from Barry and their daughters have been excluded. Instead, the defense said that it was Suzanne that disabled the security system. So they do think the security system had been disabled because there was missing cables. Defense was playing that Suzanne and an unknown male had disabled the cables. So can you see how the defense, even in this early stage at preliminary hearing, you can see what hand they're going to play. That they're going to say Suzanne was having an affair with somebody else other than Jeff, and she's gone off with him. And she's done a Gone Girl. She's faked it. She faked her own disappearance. That's my impression of how the defense were playing this. They also said that there was DNA from an unknown male in Suzanne's Range Rover. But how many people touch your vehicle? I mean, you know, if you take it in for a repair or, you know, there could have been DNA there for weeks, months in that vehicle that had not been touched and comes up as a partial match for somebody unknown because it's partial, but other than the family. Okay, so I put here, oh boy, the spy pen. FBI Special Agent Harris says that recordings on this device include Suzanne arguing with Barry about money, Suzanne angry about what she can and cannot wear. So we get to know that Barry's really controlling. She's in a really unhappy marriage. They're fighting all the time. He's arguing about what she can wear. And then secondly, Barry driving and the truck radio is heard speaking about criminal cases, including someone going missing while bike riding. So you can see where the defense is going to counter that with, yeah, but that's just, so what? If Barry liked listening to true crime podcasts, thousands, millions of people like listening to true crime podcasts. So what? You know, do you seriously think, members of the jury, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, do you seriously think, are you seriously going to believe that Barry got the idea to murder his wife from a true crime podcast? You can see how they were going to play it. Okay, so text message activity carried on throughout the evening of the 9th. Doors opened on Barry's truck at 3:26 a.m. on the 10th. Remember, Barry's testimony says that he set off at about 5 a.m., that he last saw Suzanne asleep at 5 a.m. on the 10th. But he opened the doors of his truck at 3:26 a.m. on the 10th. He left at 5, and then Suzanne's phone pinged, leaving home shortly before 4:30. So there's an hour between 3:26 a.m. and then Suzanne's phone pinging away from the home at 4:30. So at some point during that hour, Barry has left home with Suzanne's phone. Has he left with her body is another question, but he certainly left with her phone because there's no one else got access to that phone. He said he left Suzanne asleep. So if the phone is away from the home at 4:20 well, what time did I say? 4:30, shortly before 4:30. But Suzanne was asleep then. So Barry's story doesn't match. So the defense would have had to think of a reason why Suzanne was asleep in bed, yet her phone was miraculously traveling away from her home.